am. Okay.
Okay, so last two questions here. First one, what's the difference between the attitude of political appointees and career civil servants? And this is, I think, especially pertinent because OMB is principally a career-staffed agency, but it has a huge political impact.
Yeah, let me give you the difference between working for the Secretary of the Army, who's political, and going to OMB. When I worked for the Secretary of the Army, it was very clear that he was the boss, and we gave our views. Now, I don't just mean that was the thing in an agency, and that they sort of controlled the show. And you could disagree or give your views, but by and large, it went that way. When I went over to OMB, it'd been in BOB for years. And what the difference was, Bureau of the Budget for years only had one appointee, the director, then they made a deputy, then they keep it under OMB, they added. But you had that Bureau of the Budget lineage which said neutral competence. And so the career staff at OMB, which we called then the division chiefs, now the deputy associate directors, okay, were extremely independent. It was like going into a different land, okay? And why was it different? It's because it was for years, these people were very powerful senior career civil servants that ran it and gave their recommendation. Now, it didn't mean they were always taken, but it wasn't anything that you had to kowtow to a political boss. Over the years, as OMB and as the society changed, I think OMB still has that neutral competence, but I think with the proliferation of a lot more political appointees, and I don't want people necessarily to say this is bad, it has changed. But there's one exception that I think it plays, and it has to do with my friends in the civil service. If you want to have a big change and don't want to be guided, not anything incorrect or wrong by being guided by political people that win, but on whimsical actions, then you as a bureaucrat, what I call crats, have to have a strong power base. The way you get that power base is not going home to see your kids play soccer at 5:30 every night. You do not have a life. If you want a strong, powerful base and you want to be not run over by politicals, you work. And what I did, I worked from 8 in the morning to 5 at night for the director of OMB. From 5 to 7, I worked for the White House, and for 7 to 9, I was answering congressional calls. So I had a strong base, and at some whim, and whether it was an agency head or a political appointee or a congressman, which one of those three might lean on you a lot, I always had the other two. But if federal career officials don't want to have that kind of strong anchor, they're going to get blown away. And I see now less and less. I'm not saying everyone should make that kind of job, but if you read enough on me in the papers, it's because I had that base, because I worked all those hours and was very sensitive to that. I didn't want to be subject to the whims of any, not an informed decision of a boss, but some whimsical action. And I think it has to do with what the price you want to pay. Unfortunately, less and less people want to pay that price, I see. So if I see one difference since I left the government, it's not in the regulatory process. It's the commitment of the personnel to be independent. They have other objectives. It's called family, maybe. That ought to give me a lot of suggestions.
Last question. Is there anything that you want to record for the record that we haven't...
No, I think you, particularly with that last idea of that, I would have thought I was going to say that, but I wouldn't have brought it up unless you did, because that won't make me points. No, I think you hit them all.
Excellent. Thank you, Dr. Tozzi.
Thank you.